Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations about a variety of topics, some psychological, some emotional, some spiritual, some in relation to mental health, business, all sorts of topics covered. But basically, the goal is to improve your life. If you're looking for ways to become more successful in any area of your life this year, I am taking on new clients and would love to be of service to you if I can be. Please feel free to reach out either at PO Perception on Twitter and or right here in the About Me section of this YouTube page. You can go to my website, get more information there, and away we go. Today we're going to talk about steps to success. Success is something I think virtually every person would be willing to care about. In other words, very rarely have I ever met a person who's like, I don't care if I'm ever successful. I don't think so. I guess it's possible, although I can't imagine a series or an idea where, not caring about success, at least at some basic level, would be at the center of what a person would be doing. So, what are some success strategies? Focus on change, but intelligent change. What is intelligent change? Intelligent change is change that is progressive. It is well researched. It is committed to, and it is well thought out, planned out, and kind of you look at how it could go wrong, and you have things in mind about how to recover if something doesn't go according to plan. At the same time, you've studied what other people are doing, which can make things turn out in the way you'd like them to, and ultimately it can lead you in a positive direction. Try to think about positive progress in ways that lead you in directions that allow you to make intelligent decisions while being progressive minded. The balance of progress and intelligence is often difficult for some people, so give yourself permission to adjust and adapt appropriately. The next is learn persuasion. Look, this makes people uncomfortable, but there's truth in what I'm about to say, and that is ultimately life is about sales. If you are trying to get a new job, you're selling that you're a good candidate. If you are trying to get a new romantic partner, you're selling that either if it's a short-term thing, that you're going to be a good time, or if you're looking for a permanent partner, you're selling that you can fit into that person's life and benefit them. If you're selling that you want your kids to take you seriously, then what you're really selling is the idea that you have answers for them about the way they should live or how it's going to benefit them to listen to you and hear you out. Persuasion is probably the most single important communication technique that any person can use, because when we know how to persuade, we can shift from where we were to where we want to be a lot quicker, a lot simpler, a lot easier, and life becomes more manageable as a result. The next thing to consider in this type of kind of success ladder is learn from failures. Look, you're going to fall short of your own expectations sometimes. You're going to have things not go according to plan. What did I learn? How did I grow? What were my blind spots? What were the things I ignored? What were the things that my intuition was telling me not to do that I did? Were there people I could have listened to? Were there people I could have consulted to mitigate my risks of damages? Were there books I could have read, podcasts I could have listened to? Are there ways that I could have handled this differently to reduce my likelihood of failure? Could I have practiced more if it was a repeatable skill? What things could I have done that will allow me to learn the most from failure? Look, people are going to fall short because we're not perfect in every way. But it's the people that are adaptable with how they shift when they do this that really matters. So, study, learn from people with different viewpoints, learn from people that have different belief systems, learn from people that have different motivations, learn from the people that you don't like. Now, here's an interesting thing. If we take something really violent, like a serial killer, lots of people say, oh, that person's decrepit, they're horrible, they're awful, what could we possibly learn from them? And the answer is we could learn some of the things that may cause someone to go over the edge in that way. We could learn for society about how to spot signs of someone who is about to completely snap and be a danger to themselves or others. There's lots of things you can learn even from the worst situations. So studying even the things that are out there that you don't think matter, that are uncomfortable or painful or whatever they may be, can be super valuable, especially for individuals who are really looking to understand life from multiple directions. The next is push for expansion. Not Never get to a place um, where you don't take stock of the things that benefit you or the things you've accomplished. Certainly take time to celebrate. Do that every day. But also, what's next? Have the next goal in mind before you hit the goal you have. The reason is when we hit goals, and especially with larger goals, goals that surprise us or surprise us in our ability to achieve them, when we hit goals at a deeper level, we tend to go, okay, that was underwhelming. Like we think it's going to give us more fulfillment than it actually does. So if you have the next goal and the next goal, 2 or 3 goals out, at least when you shift from I accomplished this one thing to another thing to another thing, there's value there. The next is manage your time. I hate the phrase, I don't have time. Nope, there's a difference. You're not making time. You and I have the same amount of time as anybody else. We have the same 24 hours, the same 7 days in a week, the same 12 months in a year, the same 365 days in a year, the same 10 years in a decade, 100 years in a century. Time is not a, you know, one thing to one person and another thing to another person. How we use our time, though, is completely different from every person, and that's about what we value. So, if you don't have time, what am I valuing more than this thing I don't have time for? That's an important question, and understanding how to make that happen is important. The last thing is think of what's new, think of what's next, what's the trend, where are things going? Even if you're not in business, view your life at least partially like one. What's next in my relationship if I think we're plateauing? What's next with my friends if I think we haven't done something new or exciting in a while? What's next with my educational block if I think I've learned all I can from my mentors and the people that matter to me? What's next should become a central question, because when what's next becomes a central question, it's easier to handle making decisions that are meaningful and lasting, and that is super important as well. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.